Hello and welcome. Today's LeetCode question is reorganize string. We're given a string S. We want to rearrange the characters of S so that any two adjacent characters are not the same. We can return any possible rearrangement of S or the empty string if that's not possible. Example 1, we have A. Now A is the most frequently occurring character. A occurs twice and B only occurs once, meaning we want to use A as much as possible. And how do we use it as much as possible? We use it whenever we can. So right off the bat, the very first character, we can start off with an A. So we put an A here. Now we can't use it again, meaning the only other character we can use is a B. And then finally, we would end with an A. So we would get two A's and one B with no two adjacent characters being the same. Example 2, we have A. So with this, we see that A occurs 3 times and B only occurs once. So again, if we do that same logic, right? We put an A, then we put a B, we put another A. Now the only other character left, we've used up 2 of the A's and all of the B's, is that extra A. So if we put it here, these 2 characters are now adjacent and the same letter. So can we rearrange this in any other way? We have 3 other rearrangements we could make. We could do A. Again, we have adjacent A's. We could do A. So here, the adjacent A's are right there. And then finally, A. And here we have 3 adjacent A's. So no orientation of this would actually be valid, which is exactly why we're going to output the empty string. And rather than going through all possible arrangements, is there a way to figure out if something is going to be invalid without trying out all these possibilities? Well, yes, we can do that, right? We have in this example over here 3 A's and a B. The total amount of characters we have is 4, but out of those 4, 3 of the characters are the exact same. So no matter what orientation we use, we're going to run into problems. No matter what our input is, no more than half or half plus 1 can be the same character. Otherwise, we're obviously going to have adjacent characters next to each other. Say we had 7 characters in our input. At best, we can have 4 of the same characters. So then we could actually spread them out, alternating, right? So we had A, and A. Now, any character in the middle could be whatever. We know that these are adequately spaced out. Now, what if we had 8 characters? We could still only do 4 of the same characters. Anything else we put in between is going to be adjacent to one of the A's. If we had 9 characters, well, now we can use another A because we are alternating. So using this to make a more broad reasoning, right? If we have 7 characters, at best, only 4 could be the same character. If we have 8, again, only 4. If we have 9, we can have up to 5 of the same characters. So what's the logic over here? No character can occur more than length of S plus 1, integer divided by 2. Now there are many ways to write this. This is just one correct approach because of what's happening over here, right? If we have 7 characters, 7 plus 1 is going to be 8. 8 integer divided by 2 is 4. So at best, we can't go more than 4. We can do 4, but not more than it. If we have 8 characters, 8 plus 1 is 9. Integer dividing that by 2 will put us at 4.5. So we can't do more than 4.5. And again, right, with 9, if we do 9 plus 1, that's 10. 10 integer divided by 2 is 5. We can do 5, but we can't do more than that. So right away, this is a check that we can make to figure out whether or not we can actually make a valid string. Once we know a string can be arranged to be valid, how do we actually do that? Well, let's take a look at an example. For example, say we have the following input, THEOOO. We know we want to figure out if there is a way to rearrange this so that no 2 characters are adjacent, which means we actually need to figure out the frequency of every single character. For that, we're going to use a dictionary to store the keys, being the letters, and the number of times they occur. So we just want to keep counts. Meaning right now we see that we have 1 T, 1 H, 1 E, and 3 O's. And actually I'm going to change this example a little bit. So we have 2 T's over here. This is our example. And remember, the very first check we want to make, even before we try to rearrange the characters, is to see if this rearrangement is even possible. So the most frequently occurring character, which is O, occurs 3 times. Now, what is the total number of characters in our input? We have a total of 7 characters, 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, and 3 is not greater than 4, so we know for a fact we can make a valid rearrangement. Now, to figure out what the arrangement is actually going to be, we know we want to use the most frequently occurring character as much as possible. Right off the bat, we can use an O in our first position. Now that we've used an O here, there are only 2 more O's remaining that we need to use. And since we have used it here, we can't use it again in our next spot. So we're going to temporarily set it aside and cancel it out from the characters that we can use. Now within these characters, T is the most frequently occurring one, so let's use that, which means now we have one less T available, and O is back in the mix, but T is now out. Within these, again, we can use an O, meaning this count goes down to 1, this is out, and this is back in. Within these now, we can use any, doesn't really matter, they all have the same count, so let's go with E, meaning E is now at 0, and O is back in the count. Again, these characters all have the same count, doesn't matter which one we use. There are multiple possible arrangements we can make. We just need to return any possible arrangement. So here, say we go with the T. So this count goes to 0. And there's actually no reason to bring E back into the mix. There's 0 E's left that we need to use. So there's no reason to bring it back. We're going to leave it out. Now, the only characters remaining are H and O. Which one do we use? Say we go with H. This means that H is now zeroed out. And we can't bring back that previous character we had set aside because that count's also 0. There's no point in bringing that back in, meaning the only character remaining is an O, which can go over here. And all these characters are placed so that no two adjacent characters are the same. So this is a logic we're going to use. And how do we actually code this up? Well, a couple things. We know we want to keep the counts of all the characters that are in our input S. So let's just use counter. So let's have a dictionary for that called frequency, and that's just going to be a counter of S. If you've never seen counter before, all it is a dictionary that Python provides for us, which just keeps track of the characters and their corresponding counts. So instead of manually looping through, counter takes care of it. At this point, we have the characters and their corresponding counts. Now we know we want to use a most frequently occurring character, remove it, put it to the side, and get the next most frequently occurring character and keep repeating that process, which means we need some sorted data structure. The best one to use for this would be a heap, because internally it's going to maintain the characters and their counts in a sorted order. And every time we insert a character count pair back into the heap, it's going to sort it for us. So for that, what we're going to do is define a heap where we're going to have the counts and their corresponding characters. With Python, however, we only have a min heap. And the way to do a max heap to get the most frequently occurring character every time we pop is just to flip the sign. So what we're going to do is have a negative count, the character, for character count in frequency.items. So say, for example, our input is the following. What we do in this line is we make a dictionary of frequencies, which means we have one count of J, one count of A, one of M, 2 of E, and 3 of S. For our heap list, we're making a tuple of the negative counts and the corresponding characters. So it's going to look like the following. We have negative 1J, negative 1A, negative 1M, negative 2E, and negative 3S. What we want to do is now heapify this so it's in sorted order. So we're just going to do heap q.heapify our input heap, which is going to rewrite this entire thing to be sorted like so, where the smallest element is going to be at the top of the heap, which is why we're using negative numbers, because otherwise when we would have popped, if we didn't use these negatives, we would have gotten a J, A, or M. But this way, in constant time, we can get the most frequently occurring character by just flipping the sign. Now that we have this, we want to make sure we can actually arrange these characters so that no two adjacent characters are the same. So if heap of 0, so the topmost tuple we have in our heap, the count of that, so we just want that 0th index. And we do want to negate it again, so let's do negative heap of 0, meaning we get 3. If this is greater than length of S plus 1, integer divided by 2, then we know we can't arrange this and we just want to return the empty string. Now making this check, is 3 greater than length of S, which is 8 plus 1. So 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 integer divided by 2 is 4.5. 3 is not greater than 4.5, so we know we can arrange this and we don't need to return just yet. Meaning we can start forming our final string we want to return. Let's have a resulting string and loop through our heap. So while there are still elements in this, we want to pop off the topmost tuple. So our count and character are going to equal heap q.heap pop from our heap. Meaning we remove this from our heap and count is going to be negative 3 and character is going to be S. We just want to add this character to our resulting string. So result plus equals character, meaning our resulting string, instead of being empty, is now going to hold S. And we want to put this character count pair to the side. So let's actually initialize a previous tuple. This is just going to mark a tuple we've used most recently and can't use again in our heap just yet. So this is going to be a count of 0 and say the empty string to start off with. So before we can set this to be the previous tuple, we want to see if there's anything in there we want to bring back into the mix in the heap. So if previous of 0 is less than 0, there are still counts for whatever character we have, we're going to add that tuple back into the heap. So heap q dot heap push onto the heap our previous tuple. Once that's done, we can set our own tuple to be previous. So previous is going to be count plus 1. Remember, there's one less occurrence of this character s that we can use, and we want to do plus 1 because we want to get closer to 0. We're dealing with negative numbers. So count plus 1 and the character we have. Meaning previous is now going to be set to negative 2s. So it's going to be negative 2 and character s. So if we wanted to look at this from the dictionary perspective, right, we had 3 we could use of s, now we can only use 2, and it's being put to the side. So now we go back in our heap and just repeat the same process. We pop off from our heap. So we get negative 2e. We add to our resulting string the character of e. So it's going to become se. And we see if we have anything in previous with a count less than 0. We do, right? We have negative 2. So we're going to push onto our heap this entire previous tuple of negative 2 and s. So this is what our heap is going to store. S is back in the mix. And now we want to set previous to be count plus 1. So negative 1 and that character, which is e. So we're basically putting e to the side now. Looping through, repeat the same process, pop from heap. We get negative 2s, add s to our string. Check if there's something we want to bring back to the mix. So negative 1e. And what are we putting aside? Count plus 1 of s, so negative 1s. Go back in here while heap, this is true, this is not empty. We're popping off. So we get negative 1e. We add e to our string. We bring s back. And we're going to put e to the side. So count plus 1 puts it at 0. Meaning we've used all e's that we could. We have both e's in here and there were only 2 available to us. Going back in this loop, we pop off from heap, so we get negative 1m. We add m to the end of our string, and we check if previous at index 0 is less than 0. That's not true, right? We've used up all characters, so there's no need to bring this back into the mix, so we don't. We're not going in this if condition, and we're just setting our current tuple to be previous. We can't use it again, at least for now. So we're going to do count plus 1, which is 0, and the character, which is m. So this is also out. Going back in our heap, popping off, we get negative 1s. We append s to the end of our string. See if we need to bring back the last thing we kept aside into the mix. And we can't. There's 0 characters remaining of m, so we don't need to bring it back. There's no character available for us to use. So we're just going to set previous. We can't use it again, so it's going to be 0 of s. Going back in our heap, pop off. We get negative 1a, add a to the end of our string. And we can't bring s back. So all we do is set this to be previous. So it's count plus 1, which puts us at 0, and this is at a. So again, we know we're not going to bring a back. Going back in our loop, this is true, heap is not empty, so we pop off, we get negative 1j. We add our character to the end of our string, so it's going to be j. Can we bring the last thing we set aside back into the mix? We can't, the count was 0. So all that's left to do is set previous to be count plus 1, which is 0, and character, which is j. Now we go in this loop, but heap is empty, so there's nothing to do, and all we need to do really is just return our resulting string. So let's go ahead and submit this, and it is accepted. Talking about space and time complexity. For time, this is actually going to be O of n, and space is going to be constant O of 1. We know for a fact we're only going to have 26 characters. Those are the letters in our alphabet, so the dictionary size is never going to exceed 26. Nor is this list that we're building. It's just letters and their corresponding counts. And when we do sort it, again, there's only 26 elements we need to sort, so this is also going to be constant time. Apart from building out our resulting list, we don't use any extra space, so that's going to be O of 1. And for time, we do go in our heap for the number of characters that we have, so this is going to be O of n if we have n characters in our input s. So we just went ahead and solved a reorganized string. We did a complete walkthrough with an example. If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know down below in the comments. If this video was helpful, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next one.